right now?
I think so.
Crap, I was on deadgum Instagram.
Well, that's why we have the headphones, so you can listen to the jingle.
Nah, no, it's. I thought I had more time.
Well,
I didn't even comb my beard, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now.
Oh well, now y'all are getting some real behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
We were answering questions, fan mail, when we started late. We were trying to craft a lovely response to a certain blue-haired, I don't want to assume its gender, that didn't appreciate what we've been saying over the past couple of weeks.
They did
actually 4 years.
Yeah, the past 4 years. I will say this: the doctor did a great job sawing away its Adam's apple.
Yeah, thank you, Landman. Hey, before we get started, the views and opinions, which will be a lot of this evening's episode.
Yeah, this is all our views and opinions.
Yeah, expressed in this episode are not those of the SCV, its GEC, nor any division, brigade, camps, or other subsidiaries. Strictly those of us.
I'm just going to keep that up there in this episode.
Yeah. Hello, older sister.
Hello, little brother and SCV. Oh, thank you, SCV mom.
Yeah, hello, older sister. So tonight, we're getting ready to wind down our season. We hope, first of all, everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. We hope that you had enjoyed the time with your families and everything like that. For those of y'all who have not seen, we do want to say our condolences to past A and B commander Kevin Stone, who recently had a death in his family. Kevin, I've been praying for you myself. I know that the Confederation is praying with you as well as your family is going through this loss. So I do want to go ahead and get that out there before we get too off the rails. And again, we hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. We're kind of winding down our season. Moose is working on the gag reel that I'm sure will not be ready by airtime next week because that would
you'll get a whammy. It'll be seasons 4 and 5 because I never did 4.
Oh, it's so fun! It took him a year, but he finally admitted he never did it.
No, that's on me.
So yeah. But anyway, this evening we're just gonna sit back, relax, kind of have an open mic where y'all can throw any question, and it doesn't have to be war between. Yeah, within reason. No boxers or briefs or anything like that. But it just anything you've ever wanted to know about us. You can ask because and who knows, this may be dating help for Moose because you have to be something that somebody wants, and somebody may see this and want him.
That caught me completely off guard. So well played, sir.
I try. I try. But really quickly, hello, David Pope. Hello, David. I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name from the J.J. Alfred Mouton camp. Hello, Michael C. Hardy. I hope that everybody is going and following Michael C. Hardy and his Sunday night history chats, especially on these Mondays when we're going a little bit off the rails and going crazy. You can get your history lessons from him. Really interested in seeing what you come up with on that list of wagon manufacturers that were in Old Virginia. Past Commander-in-Chief Jason T-Rex Boshears, good evening. I hope that you had a great time. You look snazzy in your uniform at the Memorial March, and I hate I couldn't make it, but things happen. But there's next year. Jason N. Lloyd, my reenacting hero. Good to see you. Kyle Thompson. Hope y'all are all okay up in Kentucky. I know you say it's a snowy, chilly night, but hey, if it were snowing chilly where I was, I'd be outside with the bowl. Ha 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 ha! That's my attempt at a joke. But seriously, up there in Kentucky, you ought to have enough beverages to keep you warm. Kent Wilson, good evening. Glad to see you on. C.W. Johnson, of course, good to see you. The actual Mouton camp, good to from Opelousas. We've already said hey to Susie, that thing. Good evening, Tom. Kent Wilson, hello. And Al and Chuck McMichael, the Lone Ranger, glad to see glad to see him. And of course, David's putting his stuff up about the final 2 formal episodes on the Friends of Douglas Southall Freeman.
Go check that out.
Yeah, definitely go check that out on Friday nights. Moose, what did you do over Thanksgiving besides going to that town that shall not be named, to that school that shall not be named, and watching 2 mules fight over a turnip?
I kind of just had a relaxed holiday weekend. Caught up on some work on the farm with Dad. Trained my dog. Went duck hunting. Went deer hunting.
Kill anything?
Duck hunting, we were a lot more successful than deer. I'll put it that way. Deer hunting, I didn't even get to see the complimentary squirrel. You know, we didn't get nothing. It was Dad didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing. It was rough. And at least on the duck hunting, while it wasn't raining ducks or anything, Allie got to make a couple retrieves and feel better.
Well, that is good. We actually took almost a full week off work between the holiday break, and then my PTO that I took. So that was very nice. Cooked a lot out at Susie's house. Including the turkey, which is I took a break last year, got a pre-cooked turkey that I bought from a friend of mine, and just trying to support her business. And then this year went back to it and tried something different. I've done it on chickens where you cut out the backbone, spatchcocking it. I've never done it on a turkey. It is now my favorite way to prepare turkey. We did dressing, gravy, deviled eggs. I'm going through the exact stuff that I had a hand in, or made outright. Susie did the mac and cheese. I just tasted it.
Yes, this is live.
So yeah, that was that. Some other stuff that's just memories leaving me. But I got to spend time with my 2 great nephews. One of them is a couple months old and has already got his cadet membership in the organization, and his older brother, who's got his cadet membership. Got wore out just watching the older one run around. Yeah. And that was it. Watched Gone with the Wind.
I still haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's on your list, and if you're on our Patreon, you can see the full list of 25 movies that Moose needs to see. Gone with the Wind is on there. Did you end up watching The Searchers or not?
No, I didn't have time to.
Okay, so full 25 movies you need to see.
Yeah, I might do it a bit over our Christmas break or our season break. This next week is the season finale. Oh, we're going to have some trolls, I think, tonight, guys. But that's fine. So let me take care of y'all, trolls. You've had a great time. I hope that GCB actually beat me to it.
Yep.
I was typing in. So, yeah, no. I think our views on that is pretty simple.
Yeah. Chuck McMichael. We do so Larry McClooney ruined Gone with the Wind for me when a couple years ago, and I can't get over the opening scenes, or at least the intro, and that's the only way I could do it is get through is remember that it's scenes in the intro, then it goes into the historical narrative or historical timeline. So yeah, that's but yeah, Scarlet is not my favorite not something that I would something I would like. Adam has a good question for us.
Let's see it.
It's up there.
Oh, okay. Well, real quick, should we explain the show tonight for people who didn't get to see the?
Yeah, we're getting ready for Christmas. We're still hungover from turkey and dressing and all the Thanksgiving food, so we're just kind of having fun. So what is something that we learned last weekend? You go first, Moose.
Oh, thanks. I guess I learned that I need to watch a lot of movies. That I'm uncultured, as Connor would put it. And I guess, really don't know if I learned anything last week. I was kind of just chilling at my house last week. What about you, GCB?
I learned that there's an estimated, if you were to shuffle a deck of cards, like every single time, it's like, I can't remember, like 80 to the 26th power or something like that, numbers of different ways to arrange a deck of cards, which is more atoms estimated in the universe. I learned that. I learned that despite thinking I had my Barksdale talk down pretty well, that because I gave it a couple weeks ago, that I left out a pretty substantial portion of the actual assault. Because by the time I get to the assault portion of it, after talking about the Barksdale and the brigade, I begin running out of time. So I need to figure out how to rework that by this upcoming Saturday when I go up to Corinth and, well, actually, John Cinto, and give that talk on Saturday. And I learned that I learned something else. Oh, the plural, the singular form of the word spaghetti and confetti is spaghetto and confetto, in its own outright, yeah.
What? I learned.
So like spaghetti is already plural, but a single strand is spaghetto. Or a single piece of confetti is actually confetto. It's a piece of confetto.
Poor James.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like it's a lot of fun.
No.
Well, past Commander-in-Chief Jason Bashir, I'm glad you brought that up. Robert E. Lee said that the education of a man is never completed until his death. And reminds me of the story of the Native American young guy in the Native American tribes who was sitting around a fire one evening, and actually it was an old guy. It's an old medicine man, sorry, who had thought he'd learned everything from the tribe and was smoking one last pipe with the chief. And as they were packing the bowl and getting ready to pass it back and forth, a young kid came in and took some dirt and put it in his hand and spat on it and rubbed it together and made mud and grabbed a coal out of the fire. And the old guy says, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Well, I do this so I don't burn my fingers." And he said, "Oh, well, I'm not leaving because clearly I don't know everything." So,
what's your question, Susie? This should be interesting.
Yeah, it's probably something stupid.
Hello to the Lieutenant General Richard Taylor, Camp 1308. Yeah, no, I agree with that. You're never going to stop learning. This show has been a learning experience for me. It's been awesome. I've enjoyed every episode we've done. Over 100.
I learned that my sister's dog doesn't like the food processor. I learned that the best way to make dressing is when you're chopping up your vegetables, instead of chopping them, actually puree them in the blender or food processor, and then it becomes a more even mix. So you're not like, and I knew it'd be something stupid like that.
Why is a shoe called a shoe?
Yeah.
That is fantastic, Susie.
I don't know, Susie, and I don't know why yesterday you spent all day wondering why the horse is called a horse. That's from the movie The Littlest Rebel. You've not seen that one, I'm sure.
No.
I think we sell it at Beauvoir.
We do, and I've been tempted to buy it a couple times. That's unfortunate.
For those that are still interested in our Patreon journey, Moosehead Book Club is going to resume its filming schedule next week, one day next week, looking at however we look at our schedules. We did our first episode to try to get everybody intrigued into our dive into Albion Seed. By David Hackett Fisher. I almost said Douglas Southall Freeman when talking about Hackett Fisher. Anyway, so that episode is still available where you can listen to our podcast on iTunes. We're on iTunes, right?
Yeah.
iTunes,
Spotify, Apple. We're on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so wherever you can listen to a podcast, you can find that one where we've gone over the overview of Yankee culture and Yankeedom, or what becomes Yankee culture, Puritan culture. But we're actually going to dive into the stuff that makes it what it is, and we're going to be. So the way Hackett Fisher divides the book up, I'm going to turn around really quick and grab my copy. Is instead of it being an actual like chapters, it's split up into different sections. So it's split up into 4 major sections and then different smaller sections. And I don't like. I'm sure he has a reason why he did it. But the way he divides it up, it's like the family. It is. So there's like the speech ways and the building ways. And how Yankees talk versus how we talk is interesting, especially because we've talked about how, we speak, or at least the Southern accent's closer to an English accent. And down here, we speak closer to the Queen's English than up north. And that may be something that we talk about later on. But on the whole, it's divided up weird. So we'll be taking the way he's divided it and then kind of lumping it into other sections. So like this next one that we're going to record is going, and we're using Latin to break up the sections. So like this one will be called Familia, which is Latin for family. So it'll be the family ways, the gender ways, the marriage ways, the sex ways, the child rearing ways. The sex ways is really be interesting. The name. I need to reread it, but it's gosh. Yeah. The naming ways and the age ways. So all that kind of goes into family, how men and women reacted in their society, and then how they viewed the institution of marriage. A little bit of a spoiler alert. It was extremely government and not religious. And we'll get into some of them. Yeah, we'll get into some of the modern things that we see with that. Sex ways, how they viewed sexual relations, child rearing ways, naming ways, how they named their kids, how they raised their kids, and how as you aged in their society, what would happen. When we get done with that one, our next section that we'll be reading about is the religious ways. Which we're going to call religio. which is Latin for religion. So it'd be religion ways, magic ways, and death ways. So it's that all clumps together.
Yeah.
Then their everyday stuff, then their how they spent their time, and then finally how government. The government will be a long one. Power, social ways, their rank ways, their order ways, their freedom ways, their wealth ways. So just get ready for that. If you are not a member of our Patreon, it's it's patreon.com/SCV chat. Or you can go to scvchat.com and go to support us and click there, and it'll be the first thing that pops up. It's $10 a month. After like so many weeks, you get a cool sticker. Several of them have been using them as bumper stickers. Awesome, so there's that. But we have not made it that far yet.
I mean, honestly, me and GCB talked about it. Before we film this episode, we're both going to have to go back and figure out what sections we need to read. And because, I mean, it's been a couple months because me and GCB just got busy. But I
have a semi-eidetic memory.
Yeah, let me rephrase that. I have to. And I'm the one supposed to be learning.
Yeah, I take notes and write in my books. And like actually try to annotate on my like right here, there's my very first tab right here has bullet point number 1 beside it. So yeah, so I actually try to keep it going.
I have a notebook of what we talked about in the first episode. Because unlike you, I think you read a good, decent bit of it. I have been reading it section by section of what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm reading it all at once, and I wish I would have gone and sectioned it out. But yeah, so go and done it this way instead of trying to, because at least this way in my mind, with the histories I've read, because it's all connected, it flows better. So we're getting that taken care of. Speaking of movies, Adam's sending another great question. You've been talking a lot about movies you like and movies that Harrison hasn't seen. What's our least favorite movies we've ever seen?
There's probably a worse one that I hate more, but ironically, because I probably hated it, I didn't remember it. But I will say this, maybe not my least favorite movie, but one of the worst movie watching experiences I ever had was watching Napoleon Dynamite. I absolutely hated that movie. I'm not saying it's my least favorite or the worst movie I've ever seen, but definitely my least favorite watching experience. I had to watch another movie because I felt like I'd wasted hours of my life watching that.
I've got a couple. A couple. Go ahead.
Well, I guess I'm good at interrupting. My apologies. But if I had time, I could probably think of another, or like the worst movie I've ever watched. But just off the top of my head, that one, Napoleon Dynamite, sticks with me because that was the worst movie I watched at the time, and I watched it back in high school. But I've seen worse movies, and probably it's not my least favorite movie. It's just off the top of my head, that's the only one I can remember.
So for me, Free State of Jones, I did not care for it, not just because the story, but the clothing, gets me. So there's that. I did not care for 300.
Really?
Yeah, did not care for 300. And I don't like Die Hard.
Really?
Yeah, it's and it's not a Christmas movie to me.
Oh, me and Dad watched that from like at Christmas Eve and time it to where the movie ends the start of Christmas. It's a Christmas movie to us. We're just weird, I suppose.
Yeah.
Chase.
I could see his little T-Rex arms looking for the remote. By the way, did you know on average T-Rexes were 12 feet tall? I can see that with Forrest Gump. Family Guy did a joke about Family Guy. I'm not going to quote it, but yeah.
Fun fact: I actually love Forrest Gump. It's not nowhere near my top movies, but I think it's pretty enjoyable. I watch it, it's one of those movies I'm not going to go out of my way to watch anymore. But if it's on TV or if we're having a movie night with a couple of my friends get together to watch movies every now and then, and if they pick it, I'll watch it.
Yeah. The Lincoln movie actually has some great quotes in it. There's a scene that I absolutely love that shows the tyrannical side of Lincoln. It's a couple hours before the vote, and everybody's talking about how it's failed, how it's not going to happen because the moderate Republicans have pulled their support because Lincoln's refusing to let at least the peace negotiation happen, and through the House of Congress and blah, blah, blah. And Lincoln punches the table and he says, "I am the president of the United States, cloaked in immense power," which really shows how Lincoln viewed the presidency and what he morphed the presidency into. So for that one scene, it makes up for a lot of crap.
Fun fact: I watched the Lincoln movie. I was a part of the College Republicans for a short time, and they had a movie night. They wanted to watch that, and I hadn't really studied Lincoln at that point. I knew that he was a tyrant. I'm not stupid, but I hadn't really studied him. But when I fell asleep, and that's the part I woke up on, and I just remember looking around, and it was as I was leaving the College Republicans and saying, "Isn't this what we're against?"
Yeah. The tyrannical abuse of power. The fact that I am the president of the United States, clothed in immense power. And I'm like, dude, you are the president of the United States who is putting way too much emphasis, who is invading the legislative branch of government. I mean, it's just, just is. Yeah, James, the Field of Lost Shoes is good. What I like about it is, at least with some of the characters, you kind of get to understand some of the. They use the characters to explain the Confederate mindset. You've got the one student who's there for revenge because his house was burnt out. You've got the one aristocratic cadet who's there because he feels that it's his duty to help lead the South as an aristocrat. It gives a just an overall insight of the mind. So I like that.
I've kept Jason's comment up there for a while.
I see it, resting on his big old belly.
It's great, but now a couple people are talking about the greatest movies. That's a hard one. if you're talking about the greatest, what I think is the greatest movie is different from what is my favorite movie.
Smokey and the Bandit. No, I honestly, it's the greatest is there's too many.
Well, okay.
Kyle, are you saying the worst is Gettysburg or the best is Gettysburg? Because if you're saying the best is Gettysburg, you and I are going to have words after the show. Because according to, if you pay attention to Jeff Sahara and my views and opinions, the only people that were at Gettysburg was Sam Hood, Longstreet, and you were either from or Barksdale, but everybody else was from Virginia or Maine. And that one weird Englishman.
So, again, let me ask you this. I'll make the distinction. What do you think is the greatest movie of all time, and what is your favorite movie? Because for me, those are two different things.
Greatest piece of cinematic work is Casablanca.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Favorite that if I could just watch on repeat, like if I was forced to watch a movie on repeat for the rest of my life, every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Blazing Saddles.
All right. I heard that's a great one. I have, for me, I put things into different categories because, if you're talking about favorite comedies, if you're talking about favorite action movies,
favorite. Now, if we're talking greatest comedies,
that's a whole thing that we're not getting into in this episode because it would derail the episode. The greatest movie of all time, in my opinion, I don't know. We've talked about
doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working it.
And that answers what I think is the greatest movie of all time. Now, my favorite movie of all time, pick an Indiana Jones movie.
Well, the guys are on the break now, don't know where they've gone to. Let's go to the kitchen and get ourselves a treat.
And that's all I have to say about Vietnam. That's all been a setup for that one joke.
I'm about to disappoint a man that I highly respect and was a teacher for me in Oxford.
He's not seen it.
I've not seen the Searchers. I haven't got to see it yet. I know I've disappointed you. He is the only professor that I liked at Oxford. He's not even a professor. I am going to come up to see you soon, Stark, for our a project. Hopefully at some point soon.
So, would you rather lose all your money and possessions or lose your memories?
Money? I ain't got nothing.
So Harrison would rather lose all of his memories because he's got no money.
Well, I guess it depends. Are we talking about?
It is all your memories, all the happy things, all the bad things, all the things in your existence that have forged you to make who you are right now.
I just said I would pick the money.
You would lose all your money or keep all your money?
Lose all my money.
Okay.
I would keep my memories. Now, if we're talking about in 20 or 30 years, I have to choose possessions because I would inherit my family's farm. And that's been in my family since before the founding of Mississippi. And I would rather lose my memories and pass it on to my kid than.
But you would forget why it's significant.
I don't know, because like if you put just money versus memories, I'm picking memories to keep.
Yeah. I mean, because
and now possessions are just worldly things. You don't need those. But for me and how I was raised, I would rather be put in the ground than lose my family farm.
Be rich and ugly, or be poor and good looking.
I'm already ugly, so I'll just say rich.
Yeah. No. I mean, you're kind of one half of of each.
I'm already one half of this one, so I've already.
No. I mean, if you take it and take 2/4 of it, then you're half of it. But it's like be rich and ugly, or be poor and good looking. Well, seeing how you are poor and ugly, it's.
I'm poor and ugly. I really got the crap end of the stick.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a choice in that one.
Be in constant pain, or be constantly itchy.
Pain.
Depends on the itch.
Well, I tore up my knee and back in high school. And my doctor plain up told me, he's like, you're going to be in immense pain with your knee for the rest of your life. And he looked at me and said, like, your back could get worse 1 year. There's no telling when it's going to happen. So, like, he told me I'm going to need to have surgery on my back at some point and my knees. So I'm already in immense pain.
Yeah. Like if it's like, how sometimes the inside of your head will itch and you can't scratch it.
Yeah.
And so you have to try to vibrate. Yeah. Yeah. No
He's
kidding,
got a
James.
point.
Yeah. No, it's sit on a wet public toilet seat, or find out there's no toilet paper after you've finished on a public toilet.
Well, you haven't been answering these. You need to go back and answer some of these.
It depends. Am I wearing sandals or not?
What does that have to do with it, Connor?
I don't wear socks with sandals.
I didn't think about that.
You've not reenacted enough.
I've run out of toilet paper many a times, and luckily I've had people to call.
Trying to pull it up.
The sacrifice, the under bridges, words to live by the past commander in chief.
He is something that somebody wants.
My favorite thing that happened to one of my dad's friends is he actually sacrificed his shirt at the middle of a Home Depot, because not only did he crap himself a little bit, but there was no toilet paper in there. So he comes out without underwear, just his shorts, hanging on by God's will alone, and no shirt.
Okay. Here's a question. Do deaf people, or not deaf, do mute people talk in their sleep?
Not answering that one.
Actually, scientifically, there was a study done, and I can't remember which institution did it. But there are people that are fluent in sign language who do talk in their sleep.
But yeah, fun fact for everybody. One of my dad's friends, crapped himself at a Home Depot and had to use his shirt, and it wasn't a good day for him.
Have 3 arms or 3 legs?
3 arms, because I can get more done. That's honestly why I'd pick it. All right. What does anybody else got anything?
Unibrow or no eyebrows?
I used to have a unibrow.
You know who else did?
Who?
Braxton Bragg.
How about that?
Pirates or ninjas?
Pirates. So I got raised up on like the ideal way to retire from this life is to go out living like a pirate. After you get done work.
Arr.
Arr! Put that picture back up. Put it up. Look real quick. You'll notice that was taken in the summer because of my beard length. Look at it, me now versus then. I like the summer beard more, but it gets cold on the water duck hunting, and so I have to grow out this and look mangy.
Yeah, pirates because they have boats.
Boats. You get to live what you want. You trace treasure all day.
Cannons.
Cannons. A bottle of rum. I get to say "arr" to people.
And not be a creep.
Not be, just turn around and "arr."
Yeah. Because 5 minutes after that picture was taken, there was a group of kids sitting at the table behind the wall from us, and Harrison made eye contact with one of the kids, looked at him. Yarr!
You're forgetting the best one that I did that day. The waitress. The waitress being like,
no.
What do you want? I want a plain cheeseburger with fries and a sweet tea. Looked at her, made eye contact. Arr!
And she arred back.
She arred back.
She earned her tip that day.
She earned her tip. If I had money, I would have given her a bigger tip. And Chuck names one of the better points of being a pirate. Pirates just get good women.
Yeah. Keira Knightley. All right, here's one for the chat. All right.
So if you see me in my 70s, I'm no longer a farmer. I'm living on the ocean. I'm in Biloxi, Mississippi, living my life as a pirate, listening to Jimmy Buffett. Speaking of which, I have one for you. Would you rather... Okay, we can talk about this one after. So that's a question for the chat real quick. While y'all are answering that, and we'll answer that, what are some of your favorite smells?
Fresh rain.
Mm-hmm.
Freshly cut grass. Watermelon, but I don't like the taste of watermelon.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. I've for some reason. So I think what happened was a couple years ago we were doing a cookout, family cookout, and we had a watermelon that we broken up into melon balls. We had it sitting in the sink in the outside kitchen, and the right next so it was a double, like it was a split sink, because we didn't want it sitting on the counter and leaking. And somebody washed their hands on the other side of the sink, and some of the soap splashed over on the watermelon.
Ooh.
So that's kind of got me there. So yeah, that's no.
For me,
sugar cinnamon at this time of the year, and spearmint.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say for me, my favorite smell is, this is my second one, but I'll agree with you with freshly cut grass. The reason this is my second one is I have awful allergies, and it will screw me up for the next couple weeks after I smell freshly cut grass. So the summertime's real fun for me. I'm basically clogged up all summer. But my number one fresh smell, and the reason I ask this, is saltwater. So again, why I want to be a pirate. If you ever see me at Beauvoir, Jefferson Davis's last home, by the way, you'll notice that there are times right before I leave, I'm usually around the house just breathing and just sitting there and enjoying watching the ocean. That is a stress reliever.
Old wood. Honeysuckle's okay. But like if you walk into like an old antebellum house and there's that smell, we'll get to that one in a second, Adam, because that is extremely random.
What? I don't even have an answer for that. That one's.
I do, surprisingly. So as far as this one, would I rather be stuck in a broken ski lift or an elevator? I would rather be stuck on the elevator, strictly because if I can get the doors open, I may be able to, shimmy up and shimmy out, or at least, maybe, get rescued. I can sit down in the elevator, or I can stand or sit, or vice versa. If I'm in a ski lift, I'm sitting up there for possibly hours on end. With my feet dangling and my legs will fall asleep, and I'm really not into that. Plus, usually if you're on a ski lift, it's cold, and that's no fun, no me gusta. And also, if I'm in the elevator, it's usually climate controlled, although it's probably going to end up getting hot in there, but I can live with that. The ski lift, maybe I can shimmy off and land into the snow, but that's that's still a hard fall. So yeah.
So for me, honestly, your answer right there changed mine. So I was going to say ski lift, namely because it depends on how high it is, but I've been on a couple ski lifts, and they weren't high enough to kill me just with my experience. I mean, if you fall, it's going to suck, but you're not dead, and that was my mindset of it. But with that being said, you've changed my answer because you can actually get out of an elevator if need be.
It can still crush and fall and you die anyway. But I've got a better chance of survival getting out of an elevator than I do getting out of yeah. All right, so who is my favorite economic philosopher? I'm torn between Adam Smith and von Mises.
I have no idea.
I'll say who it's not. It's not Karl Marx.
Yeah. Good.
I'm torn on the I like von Mises's the whole more libertarian than Adam Smith was. The government should not be involved in the free market, but yeah.
I don't know who my favorite that one's thrown me off. I have no idea.
Yeah. J-Bo, I don't want to think about being trapped on an elevator with Carl nor ask Carl. Oh, I thought you should ask it if you would rather be. Yeah, I'd be interested to see how. First of all, Carl got stuck on an escalator at a national reunion a couple years ago.
Forgot about that.
So yeah. Jason got a very controversial pick, or not a controversial answer. Not that big of a Skynyrd fan.
What's your favorite Leonard Skinner album? I don't know. I'm famously awful with music name, album names. I like Leonard Skinner. I don't listen to a lot of his music, but I am a fan.
Well, Ron Paul comes from the Mises line of thinking, which, it's kind of why I'm so between. But yeah, first of all, for Carl to get stuck on a ski lift, that means that he's going to have to go somewhere where there is a ski lift, and that's too close to flying for him. And his yes, thank you, Chuck, Black Oak, Arkansas.
Make sure to share this out, by the way.
Yeah, or don't, not this episode.
or don't. We're not going to be too hurt.
Share one of our serious episodes. If you're going to share an episode, God.
I just saw your snowman post. I forgot to. I usually post that we're live on our story, and I'm just scrolling through here, and I just see that. I was making plans for Christmas in Dixie 5, and that threw me off.
Yeah, put it in there.
Being the gag first thing.
I mean, that being said, I do have some songs that I like to Skinner's. Tuesday's Gone, Freebird.
Freebird would probably be my favorite Leonard Skinner song.
Especially when I'm at a reenactment or some hoity-toity event. Like I'm planning on going to here in the next couple of weeks, 18 days, really. There is a candlelight concert series where they bring in this string quartet, and they play different. I wanted to do the one that they have Coldplay, but they play like the Coldplay when they play Coldplay songs. Well, this one I'm going to, they're doing Christmas carols. So, naturally, when we're in there, I'm going to yell Freebird. Just because of
Freebird.
It's for fits and giggles.
One of my favorite things about Freebird, and the reason I love it is I love it and I can sing it. I can't sing it good, but I know the words. But I love playing it multiple times at places where people piss me off. And like I got bad service at a Waffle House one time, and I put on the jukebox Freebird about 5 times and watched the people slowly descend into madness.
If you really want to do it, really mess with people, I think it's Tom Jones who did it. Let me see. Yeah, Tom Jones. Play Tom Jones's "What's New Pussycat" 5 times in a row. Then give it a break, and It's Not Unusual to Be Loved by Anyone, and then go back to "What's New Pussycat."
That's just evil.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would get Whipping Post though. I mean, everybody knows Freebird though. Mississippi Kid is
Mississippi Kid. I don't even question it. I know I messed that up.
Yeah, you're not even anywhere close. Is a very good underrated song. I'd say underrated, but it was one of my dad's favorite songs. And it's one that I've grown to like from in fact, whenever I go to Alabama now, I no longer play Eastbound and Down. I play that one first. James Stewart, Jimmy Stewart, or John Wayne. John Wayne. Although I do like Jimmy Stewart and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is a great movie, especially if you talk about civic virtue. But John Wayne just hands down.
Yeah, I mean John Wayne is big in my family. My grandfather loves John Wayne. My dad's watched a lot of his movies. I've watched some of his movies. We just all love John Wayne. Something I got a good question here is sunrise or sunset?
So which do I prefer to see? I prefer to see, so I don't like to wake up to see the sunrise.
Amen.
Yeah, that is way too early. I've seen some beautiful sunrises. I've seen some beautiful sunsets. Philosophically, I prefer the sunrise because it has the promise of a new day. Oh,
So I won't watch it at any other place. Sunset, if actually, let me correct myself. Sunset, if I'm at my farm, watching the sun drape over my forest as it slowly, gets darker and darker. I enjoy that, especially if I'm watching the stars that night. But if I'm actually going out to watch it, the beach sunrise is phenomenal. I usually don't get up to watch it because I hate getting up. I'll stay up all night to watch the sunrise at a beach and watch it come over the ocean. And I mean, I'll immediately go to bed after. No conversation worth having is worth having before 10 a.m. That's going up there with my favorite quotes.
So sunrises, the two best sunrises that I saw. One of them was at the end of Pledgeship 10 years ago. Me and roughly 10 years ago, well, actually, I was already initiated by this point of the year. But me and all my pledge brothers stayed up one night. It was the night before our initiation, and we sat together and watched the sunrise. And then, as the sun, finally came up over the delta, we sang Dixie, and then went our separate ways. And actually, no, we all went to the Huddle House, had breakfast, and then went to sleep, and then woke up for initiation.
I would have joined a fraternity if I had one like that.
Should have went to a D2 school, baby. So I like that. Sunsets. There is nothing prettier than the sunsets, the winter sunsets over the Mississippi Delta. Or maybe the summer sunsets over the Mississippi Delta, because it's so flat and the ground is so flat, and it's not broken by anything. You get a bunch of vibrant hues and stuff. Like deep dark reds, deep dark blues. It's like I said, the summer sunsets are better than the winter ones. And as far as colors, but the winter ones, you don't have the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
In fact, if I ever win the lottery, I want to buy some property up in the Delta, specifically to set up a camera and catch take pictures of the sun at the same time, starting on January 1st, going through December 31st, and build a one of those
collages.
Yeah, it's a collage, but you take the collage and it's all those little pictures, but it makes a big picture of the sunset. Yeah, I think that would be very
that would
very yeah. I think it would sell too. Now, Jason, you said best Luke the Drifter song. Now, are we talking about Hank Williams' Luke the Drifter or Hank in general? If we're talking Hank in general, the one that was kicked out of the Baptist hymnal, I Saw the Light. That is a good one. In fact, we played that over Hank's grave this past summer. So that's part of that. That's a good one. I need to re-release that or release that video of Hank. I gotta find it on.
I don't know if we ever posted it.
And we never did because I never got the narration right, and I've got to rewrite it and add some more stuff in it. But just the significance of Hank Sr. on country music. The thing I love the most about Hank Sr. is the fact that he took, being the father of country music that he was, took all the different music stylings that were in the South, including bluegrass and the Delta blues and everything, and rockabilly, and kind of melding it into one sound that became country music. Really love that. But the fact that also in so many of his lyrics, if you listen to music before that point, he showed the world that it was okay to be sad. He was okay. He showed the world that it was okay to express, emotions and feelings in music, that you didn't have to, just be this person that you weren't. You could be vulnerable, and I love that about Hank. So that's a really really good one. Really love that about Hank Sr. Hiram King Williams. Now, favorite, like we talked first generation country music song. Can't remember exactly which blue yodel it is that Jimmy Rogers did. Yeah, I think it's blue yodel number 8. But it's like one of the most covered country songs that there is out there. So.
I wouldn't be able to narrow it down, I think. I could, but I would have to be listening to them. Speaking of which, you've made me realize it's been a while. I probably haven't listened to Hank since
July,
so I'm going to go back and listen to him. I mean, I listen to him usually during the summer. I listen to him a lot in February. I listen to country year round, but I mean,
I may. Well, I've already told you that I may be skipping a certain event this summer to see his son in concert.
I wouldn't blame you. I'm tempted.
No, one of us has to go, and I've got money for the tickets.
That's fair. That's fair, I suppose. Leaving me to do all the work, though. I'm going to remember it.
I did all the work on election night.
You did. I would never disagree with you.
So I can afford to skip something for that.
I
mean, Hank Sr., Kid Rock, and I could take or leave Nickelback, but still.
Yeah, no, I can't tell you how jealous I am if you go to that, because I want to listen to all of Nick. I'll admit something. I enjoy some of Nickelback stuff, but Kid Rock.
I would give you the Nickelback. I would give you the Nickelback tickets from the weekend pass.
I'm not just going to listen to them alone, though. Like there has to be other people, other musicians there.
There'll be other musicians there.
Like there has to be some Hank and some Kid Rock, and that will
no. They're like playing at different nights of the festival.
Oh.
So like Hank is night 1,
mm-hmm.
and then Kid Rock is Saturday, and then Nickelback is Sunday.
That's unfortunate. Because I'm not going to listen to them by themselves. I would listen to like 1 or 2 songs.
I mean, there'll be some openers.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Or what?
I can't say mine.
Well, I mean, worst case scenario. What is the most embarrassing song on my iTunes playlist? Well, I don't have an iTunes playlist, Adam, anymore. But when I did, It was probably Backstreet Boys. Oh, what was that song?
I can't remember. I'm not good with song names. I'm absolutely awful with them.
I Want It That Way.
The sad thing is, didn't we jam out to that? And we just both agreed never to talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I could say mine, but I'm not.
So like the one. So this is the on this one's in Coleman, Alabama, which I know somebody from up there. So Thursday is Hank Jr. Followed with Treaty Oak Revival, Clay Walker, Tom Myers, and Hudson Westbrook. Friday is Kid Rock, Three Doors Down, Old 60, Vincent Mason, never heard of him, Them Dirty Roses, and Afro Man. If I went, I'd give you the Saturday ticket for Nickelback, Gavin Adcock, Shenandoah. Wouldn't mind seeing Shenandoah. Baker, Blankenship, Cameron Whitcomb, and Rehab.
I love Cruel Summer. I don't know. That's not embarrassing. It's a cruel, cruel summer. I'm not going to say my most embarrassing one because I won't live it down with this group.
Either that or Kiss the Girl from the Broadway.
You should have kissed the girl.
Exactly, that one from Broadway Little Mermaid.
I cannot. If I said mine, you group of people would give me heck. Because I started listening to her
Jason,
after.
Only if it plays at church.
Let's see here. I there was an artist. I will not say her name, and it's not Taylor Swift. So no, that I listened to around the time that I got really pissed at the university in northern Mississippi. And she has a song that perfectly plays.
It's Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball.
No. I'm not saying it because I feel like we did say we would answer some questions reasonably, and I'm not man enough.
This is a reasonable. I listen. I have. So first of all, I know Chuck Mack's mind is working about the Backstreet Boy thing right now about the upcoming.
That's coming up at the oratory.
So I went ahead and was vulnerable.
Okay, well, you got to remember, I wasn't in the best mindset when I was at Ole Miss. Let me see if I can even find the name of it.
And now J-Bo is Backstreet Boys Sing Along is the guilty pleasure of the SCV chat crew. That is not our guilty pleasure.
You know what? It's a guilty pleasure of mine. There's a lot of music I would not say that I listen to. Like, if you ask me in public, I would deny I ever listened to it. But, like, I will say I have jammed out to some songs that I'm not proud of. And I know the words to them. I'm finding it fine.
Jason Lloyd, it's probably as Britney Spears.
No, it's not Britney Spears. Now, I have listened to Britney Spears, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift was just because I dated someone that loved Taylor Swift, and
he was trying to be something somebody wanted.
I was trying to be something. Yeah, no, she.
So my favorite historic site or park that is not War Between the States related.
Okay,
I have. No. You continue looking it up. I'm going to answer this. It's either the Audubon Historical Society park or historic site in St. Francisville, Louisiana. It is an absolutely beautiful, antebellum home. It is just beautiful grounds. Very, very well worth the trip to go see it.
Independence Hall in Philadelphia.
Or for me, Yorktown. Yorktown was cool, although that is technically War Between the States related, because Prince John Magruder used the Cornwallis' headquarters as his headquarters, and the Confederates used some of the French works. So technically, same thing about Jamestown, was technically used as a Confederate encampment area, but it's not interpreted as such. And then for sure, not War Between the States related, is Chalmette.
I have jammed out to Katy Perry Firework under protest from someone. Again, I have tried to impress. I've tried to impress some awful women that I should not be trying to impress.
So go ahead, answer the song.
So I was in a phase at Ole Miss where I listened to some very depressing music. And what I would start the night with was because there was only one part of the song I liked. I would skip towards that and listen to that over and over again, that 1 second of music almost. But I will never admit to this again, and this is going to be clipped, and this is going to be on the gag reel because my life just sucks that bad. I've listened to Billie Eilish before, and she has a song, Happier Than Ever.
You don't have to say anything else. That's enough.
She's like, you made me hate this city. And that's, okay. I was like, yep, I was talking. In my mind, it was like, you made me hate Oxford, Ole Miss. I cannot believe you made me hate it. So that's my most embarrassing. Because I will fight you to the day I die that I never listen to that after tonight. I don't care if it's video proof. I will. And
you do like what is that other song? We actually both like the song, so
I like a lot of songs that aren't like manly songs, to say the least. And like my thought process has always been, I don't care. You can make fun of me if you want to.
So I can't remember who did it, but there's somebody that does a cover of Hot Girl Bummer Anthem that we really like. Because it goes very kind of green, like somewhat Green Day-ish into like a little bit of screamo there towards one part. So
yeah, it does. I kind of like some of that stuff.
My favorite go-to, Harrison, I do not make him listen to it whenever he rides with me, although I should. Is Mumford & Sons. Except for, well, I like their last album, Delta. I don't like the album before. That was too Coldplay-ish, but any of their previous stuff.
I listened to a lot. Like, I guess it was the era I grew up in my generation that pop songs are just very popular. So it's not weird.
Pop songs, which is popular music.
That's what it stands for? I didn't know that.
You heard it here, folks. Heard it here first. Pop songs are popular music.
So, like, I'll put it like this.
My generation likes pop songs.
My generation loves popular music. But you know what I was talking about. The more girly or weird tempo songs. As I've gotten older, I've started listening to country again. When I was in high school, that's all I listened to. And then as I got into college, I listen to a lot of weird songs that I know the words to that I am not admitting on this show. I've already admitted to Billie Eilish. I'm not admitting to anything else. And that one's probably the worst, though. I will say that's probably the worst. I gave you the worst.
Yeah, you did, and yeah, that was enough. So the song "Dust Bowl Dance," I do like that one. There was the way I got turned on to Mumford & Sons was in 2012. Somebody had in our battalion at the 150th Shiloh had recorded some video of us, and I could see myself in it. And they set Dust Bowl Dance to it, and it really fit. Was there? I'm
listening. Go ahead.
No, that's into the story. So that's how I got turned on to him. But yeah, Dust Bowl Dance is a good one. So
I'm just trying to replace my car battery while we're here.
I hope you mean your remote.
Yeah, my piss off.
Because if you're replacing your car battery while you're sitting there and you're not in the garage and
just has it in my lap.
You're not leaning over the gray ghost, aka the Moose Mobile. So yeah.
Okay, I like this answer. I don't criticize any music taste because most people's taste is all over the spectrum, both admitted to and embarrassed by. Yep, still in that, Jason.
So here's a funny story, and we'll wrap it up with this. Before I go to Freddy's, hey, J-Bo, we got a Freddy's down here now. And it's finally open, so I'm going to test it out to see what it's all about. Anyway, so my 8th grade year of middle school, right before going into high school, Susie had this, and it's back when LimeWire was the thing, and it was like one of the first MP3 players that came out, that first generation. I had one and ended up losing mine, so I stole hers. And she had a pretty good, random mix of songs on there, from Hinder to Nickelback to Three Doors Down to Afro Man to Bones and Thugs and Harmony to Conway Twitty to George Jones. I mean, no, she will listen to anything. And case in point is we just finished listening to Lil Jon something or another, me and the person, because this was the thing back in my day, Moose. Back in my day, because it was a status symbol if you had a pair of earbud headphones. Everything were these type, old school styles that we ended up, just paying more for these headphones than I think we've ever paid for another set of headphones before in our lives, besides, like the wireless ones. But anyway, so we're sitting there in 8th grade, and it's fourth block, getting ready to leave, and teacher's like, yeah, y'all can listen to music. We don't have any. It's like a Friday, and we go from like some rap to some hardcore rock to just a little bit of everything. And we just finished. God, what did we just finished? I think it was an Afro Man song. Now that I'm thinking on it. And the song ends, and immediately afterwards, Diana Ross and the Supremes starts playing. And the guy who I'm sharing my headphones with just pulls it out of his ear and then does this one. He gives me the old. And I'm like, hey, man, it's my sister's MP3 player. I have no idea what's on this. Then the bell rang, and I was the end of that. But by God, no, it really was Susie's Susie's headphones or thing. Not saying Not saying that she used LimeWire to download Diana Ross and the Supremes. I'm not saying that whatsoever because that would be illegal.
That would be illegal. And I would be upset that Susie broke the law.
No, we don't pirate music.
We don't pirate music around here, boy.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Yes, we are
Yes, I could.
pirates.
Yes, we are pirates. Arg.
Arg. Well, we made a
Uh,
discovery tonight.
Yeah. We hope that y'all have enjoyed this dive into. Hey, I got one more question for you, Moose.
Crap. Yeah, go ahead.
What's your favorite type of nut?
I'm almost scared to ask. What's your favorite type of nut, Connor?
Well, I'm stuck between pecans, pistachios, and D's. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's episode. Moose will be back on Thursday with Look Around the Confederation. He's going to get caught up. He is going to get caught up with the news stories that you have submitted. I may come on and show off a couple of newsletters that we've gotten.
Wait. We will be recording. We will not have a live episode to Look Around because we have Commander's comments this Thursday, which I don't know. We might not have Commander's comments. I have to see because I will be in another state. So I actually need to contact our commander-in-chief after this episode. I just realized that. I might need to see about that. But, either way, you'll see me or GCB or someone do commander's comments. Or not command, Look Around. This upcoming Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever I get a chance to record it.
Yeah. But
I'll record it tomorrow night if you want to come on.
Let me check the schedule. I think I got something. But just in case I don't, I might. But if we do, I do want to highlight some newsletters that camps have been sending us, and I do appreciate camp sending us their newsletters. So I may hop on to do that because that is something really cool. And of course, you can send us your newsletter, your camp news write-ups and pictures to scvyouth@gmail.com. SCVYOUTHOUTREACH@gmail.com. Youth Outreach.
Youth Outreach. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, Hulk Hogan.
Stone Cold buried Hulk Hogan.
And he also endorsed a political candidate that I really don't like.
And we all make mistakes. Hulk Hogan's made plenty of mistakes.
Yeah, but he endorsed a political candidate that I was semi-okay with.
He has, but I'm talking about if you're talking about.
Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to check out tomorrow night the.
Wait for it. Oh, here's what I was making you wait for. Make sure I'm gonna not fix your Patreon thing just yet, Jason. I'm gonna keep it on for you to laugh at. But real quick, the season finale of SCV Chat is next Monday. So after next Monday, we'll be taking our season break for Christmas and all that. So join us for Christmas in Dixie 5 next Monday. All right, go ahead.
Even though we've only been doing this for 4 years.
I don't understand how we managed to pull it off, but hey.
We're just good like that. Remember to go and support the Abbeville Institute. They have some really good videos out. They have some really good articles that are that they've published in the past couple of weeks that I've been slowly reading through, on top of reading through a lot of other stuff. So go check them out. Remember to support Creative Cockades. Heather's been doing a great job. Tomorrow night, remember to support Look Around Florida with Sean, and happy belated birthday. I can't remember if I said it on stream last week or not, but just in case, didn't want to miss you there, Florida man. And remember that Thursday's Commander's Comments ish tentative, and Friday with the Douglas Southall Freeman Group, the Hoods campaign. Up in Tennessee, we just did the 160th. Refound that quote. In fact, if you go to my Facebook this past weekend, I shared the documentary I got it from. That talks about the John Bell Hood and the orphans and everything like that. So, I think that's it. Besides, in the words of the late and great Harold Philpott, no Fumar in the elevator, nor on the ski lift.
Or on the ski lift.